Mis corazones. I'm Gata. I'm an executive producer, reggaeton historian, o sea, the culture's favorite reggaeton historian, lecturer, entrepreneur, and recording artist. And this is Reggaeton con la Gata. This is a space where I'll be interviewing artists on culture, music, politics, and sometimes we even get personal. Y aquí estamos en flow Spanglish. No es que yo no hablo español. It's that this is the language that best reps US Latinos. Pues aquí estamos. Every week, right here, make sure to tap in. Mis corazones. Oh my God. This episode is going to be a roller coaster. Y'all better buckle up. First and foremost, I want to get into the Grammys. I want to shout out the artists who use their time on stage to actually talk about ICE and immigration. Oh, yes. Keep aplicando la presión. Ustedes saben quién soy y cómo soy. Y también I want to get into my creative process of a song that I am releasing, yes, 1 week from today. I'm scared as hell. But I'm also excited. Estoy emocionada porque ya es hora. I'm not getting any younger. My songs are like literally aging in the folder. It is time to put them out. And when better than for Valentine's Day week? Vamos pa' allá. Aquí en Reggaeton con la Gata. Bueno, Grammys 2026. It left a lot to think about, no? Shabuzi, Billie Eilish, Olivia Dean, Kalani, and of course El Conejo Malo all use their platforms to literally speak up against ICE and up for like immigration rights, mi gente. Something that should be normal, but it isn't. Shabuzi said, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. Let's go. Billie Eilish was like, no one is illegal on stolen land. I know that's right, white girl. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting. And our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and fuck ICE. Let's go, gringuita. Everybody is so powerful in this room, and in this room later, together we're stronger in numbers to speak against the injustice going on in the world right now. So instead of letting it be just a couple of you here and there, I hope everyone's inspired to join together as a community of artists and speak out against what is going on. And I'm gonna leave this and say, fuck ICE. That was Kalani. Let's go. Bad Bunny said so many things. He said, before thanking God, I want to say ICE out. I know that's right. We're not savage. We're not animals. We're not aliens. We are humans and we are Americans. I know that's right, Bad Bunny. Y después, él dijo, it's tough not to hate. So please, we need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love. We don't hate them. We love our people. We love our family, and there's a way to do it with love, and don't forget that. And then, last but not least, Olivia Dean said, I'm up here as the granddaughter of an immigrant. I wouldn't be here. I'm a product of bravery, and I think those people deserve to be celebrated. So yeah, we're nothing without each other. Mis corazones. I was smiling throughout the Grammys. I thought that was great because we make these artists millionaires. The least they can do is say, what they need to say. So yeah, happy that they use their platforms for that. I wish more artists did that. I'm glad that in this carousel of artists, like if this was a post, more artists who were non-Latino spoke up in comparison to those who were Latino. Not that ¿cómo le digo? It's not like it was an even number amount of Latinos que estaba, o sea, que tenía el micrófono, that had a microphone. But like, I just love the fact that more Americans said something in comparison to like Latinos, and that Americans are saying something because it's grim out here. It's grim out here. I would say, like, as an update, for those of y'all who listen weekly, I love you. And for those of y'all who listen weekly, you know that in episode 42, I really wanted to go off on Setch's album 42, but instead I did a whole history lesson. I got on my history bag and was talking about, you know, la historia de esclavitud y toda esa cosa and how we got here today, because there's a lot of people, right? And so I just, ¿qué te digo? Getting to the point here. Llega gata. Okay, I'm getting there. It's just like, I really appreciate the artists for using their platforms. I really appreciate more non-Latinos saying something with their platform than actual Latinos in this context. In this context, I think it's important. And I don't know, the Grammys left me smiling because of this. Things are so grim that, like, people are like, oh, you know, we don't want to listen to your get ready with me's right now. The world is on fire. And, like, bro, I approve that message. It's really hard for me to post nowadays. Y'all know how I feel if you listen to this podcast from week to week. It's been a journey, bro. Especially as an empath. Pero no, that definitely left room to smile. Seeing Lauryn Hill kill it on that stage left room to smile. Her with Wycliffe G. Ay, Dios mío. Queen Latifah looked amazing when she was presenting that award with Doechii. Kendrick Lamar just out here winning. And I guess that's a really good point to make now that I bring him up. I am happy that Kendrick won for what he won for. I am super glad that SZA, out of the two, said something. But come on, Kendrick. Like, I feel like you could have done a little bit more with your platform. Pharrell, you too. Huge fan of Louis Vuitton. Huge fan of Pharrell's career. Huge fan of Pharrell. But, you know, to get on the stage and just not say something when you have the world at your knees, qué sé yo, at your shoulders, qué sé yo. I'm not saying the phrase right. Thinking in Spanish, speaking in English. Pero it's like, podrían decir un poco más, en mi opinión. And I don't know. I'm just a historian. But with that said, I feel like there was a lot of, like, cool moments. Trevor Noah did his thing. Trevor Noah really did his thing. He was a great host. He absolutely killed me when he was reading. He was reciting Bad Bunny's lyrics in English to Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny, we had to give him some patience because English is his second language. So he's like, wait, this sounds familiar. Wait a minute. No, that really tickled me. Trevor Noah killed it. That man is very talented as a public speaker. I stand. And y'all know I don't stand nobody. Pero sí. I feel like the Grammys left a lot to consider, especially because I imagine this week we're going to see a lot of headlines that are going to be like, Bad Bunny is the first Latino artist ever to win Album of the Year. And that's technically not correct because Bruno Mars did. But what Bad Bunny did that is historic is that it's the first Spanish language album to win Album of the Year. So that is correct. Pero pa que sepan y pa que no borran Bruno Mars, who's actually Puerto Rican, of Puerto Rican descent. So yeah, let's just not do that. Vamos a ver. It's going to be interesting. Pero sí. Mis corazones. That's all I have to say on that. And oh my God, what a transition. Oh, I'm scared. But I'm excited. We're going to get into my song, Kama Sutra. Uy.
Esa, cuida con esa. Esa, cuida con esa. Escoge de las posiciones que a ti te gustan. Esa se llama Kama Sutra. Hay muchas posiciones, cogemos más de una. Esa se llama Kama Sutra. Conocí una bebé bien morena, bien bella, con solo una mirada no sabía para lo que era. El novio a su lado y miraba como que era, que fresca si la
Oh my God, I feel naked. Okay, so clearly this song was not inspired by anything sana. I was in my whole bag, you guys. But no, this song is very, very special to me. And I know, with the state of the world, it's like, girl, of all the things you could have sang about, is this one? Let me tell you the story. So, first of all, this is the first song I've ever written in my life, ever. In my history with like songwriting, actually goes like way back. Oh my God, I'm gonna sound like a freaking Thea. But like 10 years ago, I was in Pratt Institute. I was in college studying graphic design and illustration. And I actually did poetry like very, very often. I would go to the open mic nights in student union. Those who are listening know that I'm not lying. Student union, at Pratt. And I would do super politically charged poems. And like, I remember, shout out to Merlin Terlange. I think that's her last name, Merlin. Merlin, she was the host of these open mics. And I remember going to her and being like, oh my God, I like have this idea of like doing poetry and putting like an instrumental in the background. And she smiled so hard. And I was like, what happened? What did I say? And she's like, girl, that's rap. And I was like, what? And I got so scared. I was like, what? I'm not a rapper. Like, what? I'm not trying to rap. I'm just trying to do art. And then she was like, girl, that's rap. And I'm like, oh my God, you're right. Rhythm and poetry. Hello. Y no se me ocurrió. It really, really didn't occur to me. But she was absolutely right. And it scared me because I was like, what you mean? I have like como que el ánimo to like rap. But apparently I did. And this was 2015. I didn't have access to a studio back then. So this was just a thought. And then I went to school again. And this still wasn't a thought. But ¿qué te digo? I went to, sorry, I just lost my thought. I went to college. I graduated. I'm back in Boston from New York. And then now I have access to a studio. And I mean, shout out, I know I talk a lot of crap about Boston, but shout out to Boston, because Boston at the end of the day gave us Nicky Jam, gave us Looney Tunes. Jolly Randy has some history here. El Guru de Rap Reggaeton has history here, and I have history here. Hay algo en el agua de Boston que da luz al perreo. Yo no sé lo que es, pero hay algo aquí. So, with that said, I come back to Boston. Shout out to Bones Hueso. I was bothering that man in the studio. I mean, bothering is pretty generous. I was paying that man. I was in the studio. And I realized it was too soon for me to be in the studio because really I had to organize what I wanted. And I remember these are like the earliest days of Reggaeton con la Gata. I was like really frustrated because I'm like, this is the start of me publicly posting about there's no black girls in reggaeton. And I was like, I'll be a black girl in reggaeton. But I'm like, oh my God, do I really? Like, it hit me the level of pressure that it would then go on to me if I were to become like, como que the face of being like a black girl in reggaeton. But fast forward 9 years later, I'm a black girl in reggaeton regardless, aren't I? So doesn't this make sense? Mi gente, when I say that I've been in the studio for like 7 years, I have been. I've been learning how to write. I've been recording my voice. I've been writing and unwriting lyrics. I've been learning how to record on Fruity Loops. This podcast is now recorded on Fruity Loops. I moved over from Adobe Audition. Surprise to my production team. Pero no, I, was really like, okay, I'm going to study this genre in like real time, but also I'm going to study the artistry in like a musicological sense, like for real. Mis corazonzones. We'll be right back right after these messages, así que no te muevas. So I remember, this is like 2016. No, I graduated class of 2018. So like when I like graduated school, I remember looking around. This is when Latin trap was really popping. And I love the music. This is old Bad Bunny time. Like, Tú no vives así, Bad Bunny. Not debí tirar más foto, Bad Bunny. It was a different type of man. And I was like, oh my God, I really love what I'm hearing, but what I'm seeing, I'm like, bro, where are the black girls at, dog? And there was also this conversation publicly, like discourse. Oh my God, I miss Twitter. There was this conversation about like respectability and women's role. And I was like, oh, why are there so many roles? And then I basically applied that to like my own artistry. I was like, look, ¿quién es alguien para decirme a mí que yo no puedo ser la más puta en mi canción? And I'm like, bro, I can literally do what I want, so I will. And I was like, okay, let's start picking topics. That's how it started. And I'm like, around this time, I had just interviewed Nicky Jam. He dropped a song called Polvo. Tú eres mi polvo favorito. And I was like, oh my God, that's so nasty. I love it. And I was like, and in the interview, he was like, oh, that he was searching for, like, sex concepts that haven't been covered in reggaeton yet. And he was like, oh, you know, he's half Dominican. He was like, polvo, echar un polvo. And I was like, oh. He was like, oh, that hasn't been done yet. Let me do that. I'm going to do that. So literally Nicky Jam inspired my wavelength of thinking and public discourse as well. Around this time, I interviewed him. I interviewed Mosa La Para. I interviewed Toquisha for the first time. That was a good year, whatever year that was. I'm going to go with 2019. And I was like, all right, vamos pa allá. So, Kama Sutra, I was like, oh, there are songs named Kama Sutra, but to me, they don't really speak like that. Like, I feel like this song is the one. Like, speaking for myself, I feel like it's the right level of puta. It's the right level of, like playing with, like, gender roles. If you listen to the song, I'm sure you've noted, I put a guy in the coro. And hell yeah, that was intentional. I was like, man, this is reclamation for all the girls who've ever been, like, in el coro, but, like, hasn't been credited. Like, Jenny La Sexy Voz has 80 songs that she has lent her voice to, but people wouldn't know, like, who it is unless they really like reggaeton. And also, it's not seem like such a big deal when women are the prime essence of the song. Get the fuck out of here. So it's like, bro, I was like, nah, we're gonna put a man there. We're gonna put yearning back into music. And we're just gonna, like, paint a scenario. If you listen to this pod, if you follow me, if you know anything about me, you would know that I love Plan B. Plan B, el dúo del sex. Dios. Who are no longer a duo, so we respect them individually. Pero from what they gave us as a duo was literally so underrated in regards to, like, the manner by which they were able to paint fantasy lyrically, by, like, just how they incorporated the sounds, like, and I'm gonna get really nerdy, and this is my episode, this is my show. I'm gonna get really nerdy into, like, how this record was produced, because yes, I was very, very hands-on the production of this beat, every single aspect of the song, to the point it's almost comical. Mis corazones. We'll be right back right after these messages, así que no te muevas. Mis amores. So, this beat, so before I went to break, I was like, I was so hands-on in the production of this beat to the point it's almost comical. And I say that because this song, shout out to everyone who's ever had patience in my creative process, because God knows if you have been part of it, you've heard this song in like 6 different ways. I've made like 6 different versions of this beat, but that's how much I love the concept. And that's when I learned that sometimes a song is done when you say it's done. This song is my baby. This beat, everything about it is super intentional. I learned in creating reggaeton that there is like tension in every single part of the song. So I learned creating reggaeton, getting advice from some of the best producers in the world. I mean, people who have produced for Bad Bunny, people who have Grammys, people who have Latin Grammys, people who have more than one, people who have like so many that they can apply that Jay-Z joke that it's like their new sippy cup, si ellos querían. But no, everyone around me is super humble. And what I've learned from them is every 8 bars, you got to keep attention. People have ADHD. También, the song can't be too long. También, I mean, keep it interesting, have fun. And that's exactly what I did with this. There's a lot of creative decisions that I made that really are something that it's really gonna see how it plays out in the public. Like, things that I had to accept because that's how I wanted the song. Por ejemplo, this song does not sound like anything that's on the street right now. Anything. And the fact that I made it years ago doesn't help my case, because people often want to drop music and make it sound like a popular trend of reggaeton that's out right now. And I'll say like the ones that are charting, right? Like a Gata Only by Flor Menor, or qué sé yo, Travesuras remix, or I don't know, but like the songs that are like super popular, right? That lo-fi reggaeton is super popular, neo perreo is popular, reggaeton mexa has its sound, but this sounds like it could have came out in 2008. I'm a historian. I love perreo. I like when I talk about the happiest times of my life, okay, not of my life, of my childhood. Of my childhood, I'm talking about like the perreo parties that I threw. And what were we listening to? Si no le contesto by Plan B, the remix with Zani Lennox, Dulce by Alexi Fido, these type of songs, Saoko, Wisin and Yandel, these perreo bass heavy tracks. That's the soundtrack of like the happiest reggaeton years of my life. So naturally, when I'm in the studio, that's what I'm gravitating towards. I found myself listening to songs like that as I'm trying to create something of my own. And like, it's really hard for me to detach. But also, artistry is about what you want to make it, right? Like, yo puedo llevarme de tendencia. Pero a la vez, is that true to me? What if people want this? How would I know if I'm not myself? So I would say that this beat, making it this slow, I believe it's 88 BPM if I'm not mistaken. It's either 88 or 94. I mean, that was even a conversation of like, if we should speed up the BPM, it's, oh, eso demasiado lento. I'm like, bueno, es un perreo, no es un uns, right? The BPM was a question. The horns were a question. Oh, eso suena old school. And I'm like, great, that sounds amazing. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you're trying to not persuade me, don't say that, because eso es lo que yo quiero. So, eso es literalmente lo que yo hice. Yo hice un perreo que yo quiero escuchar. Un perreo de la cual yo quiero pelear. Like, if I, I'm going to make so many jokes throughout this episode, because it's like, bro, I was literally telling my best friend yesterday, shout out to Javi. He's who taught me how to produce. He held my hand all these years. He has edited, I believe, the past 10 episodes of this podcast and the ones that are remaining. And he's my best friend. Shout out to Javi. But Javi, shout out to him for his patience and all that he's taught me. Like, esta canción, wouldn't be what it is if I'm not me, and if I'm not, trying to stay true to who I am. And I thank him all the time for helping me get to a place where I'm able to create something that it's like, all right, well, for what it is that I want, this is what that is. Now, lyrically, yo sé que esta canción no es nada de fácil. Nada. Like, conocí una beba bien morena, bien bella, y por solo una mirada sabía por lo que era. Oh my God. Sorry, Mom. This song is 3000% booty. But like, I love it. I feel like it needs to exist. I feel like it's 1000% me. I feel like if Plan B was a girl and that girl made a song, this would be that song. And I'm like, how the hell would someone not want this? So, quizá va a ser demasiado por alguna persona. Y eso está bien. You know why? Because I've also come to accept that everyone's not gonna like me, bro. Everyone's not gonna like me. Everyone's not gonna gravitate towards me. Some people are gonna hate me. That's okay, bro. I'm in a place in my life where it's like I like me enough for the both of us. So y ahora qué? Nah. But I super love how this song exudes dominance. I mean, if you hear the whole track, I'm really talking about positions. I mean, the song breaks out with Molinillo de Viento, which makes me laugh because that translates to windmill, but apparently that is a position. That's a position. Torre Eiffel's position. I forget what else Happy says on the chorus, but like they're all different positions. And then I come in with the storytelling of like how we met. Apparently it's me and I took this girl from her guy, and apparently he joins in because we're doing the Eiffel Tower. And I'm like, I've actually never done this in real life. Disclaimer. This is so funny. But it's cool to think about. I'm grown, yo. I'm grown y yo no tengo vergüenza. Yo no tengo pena. Like, I love me. I love my body. I love what my body can do. I love women. I love sex. Like, I don't have no shame in saying that. I am sex positive. And in this note of being sex positive, like, this is the best song I could have came up with as my first song. And saying first song is kind of tickling me too, because if you follow me on, first of all, y'all are gonna go follow me on Spotify and Apple on Tidal, right? Right. And when you do, you're gonna find that I have an instrumental album, Perreo 101, me nerding out in 2024. But you're also gonna find a track called Mvano, which is a reggaeton song that I released in March 2024 without really wanting to. I'll tell you the story. Mis corazones. We'll be right back right after these messages, así que no te muevas. In March 2024, I dropped my song Mvano. I dropped it not because I wanted to, not because I was ready, but because I shared the song with an artist that I thought I admired, and then I'm scrolling on Instagram, and then I hear elements of my composition, not the words, not the lyrics, but of like the actual melodies in her track. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I hit up my lawyer, I hit up my manager, and they're like, girl, go drop that shit. And I'm like, oh, brother, I know better. I work in the industry. I know you need your picture, your visual, the lyrics, your little media kit, a press release, something. And I just dropped it a lo loco. So I was really pissed about that because it's like, girl, really? But I believe that everything happens for a reason. I'm sure a lot of people heard that track and was like, huh? Rock reggaeton? And I'm sure I've talked about the song at some point before in the podcast. I love that song. That song was super personal. That's also why it hurt that I had to come out that way, because A, it wasn't mixed and mastered, but B, also because I would have loved to have told the story as to why I wrote it that way. I know some people heard it and were like, this is so emo. Like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, everybody doesn't know me. They know my work. They know I'm a historian, an executive producer, a multimedia artist, a curator, a writer, soon-to-be author, a TV host. I can't think of all my titles, but they know these things. But what can you really say about me? I live a very private life online, and that's on purpose. I find myself wanting to open up, but I'll be very careful on how I do that. I'm excited, y'all. Esta canción, yo sé que sí. Kama Sutra sí va a tener a mucha gente mirándome como que, pero gata, tú me sorprendes. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be consumed in a manner that's more artistic, to finally have it out loud so other people can hear it, comment on it, good or bad, because I love the song and that's all I care about. And I know why I made the song. And I'm excited to see women resonate on the song, Más que todo. This was for the girls. Like, this was for the girls who aren't scared to rebuild some aspect of their life, whether it's the sexual aspect of their life or just promising themselves that they're going to get out there more or, you know, want to get into kink, sure, or just want to exude more dominance. I feel like I'm excited to see more women exude more dominance. Yeah, I approve that message. Y sí, mi gente. That's literally the story of Kama Sutra. Please give it a listen on all platforms next week. Make sure to hit that pre-save link in my link in bio, every social media platform. And show your girl some love because I'm not stopping. This year, I'm dropping all of my music. You can expect perreo. All of my songs don't sound like this. I surprised myself in my creative process because there's some songs that came out of me that are super romantic and I'm like, huh? Like, what? Like, that came from me? And then there's some songs that are like completely like rock, emo, just nadie me hable. The world's on fire. And I'm like, what? And then there's some songs that are like more reggaeton, casual. I'm trying not to give too much away. But I am dropping projects this year. I'm dropping singles this year. I have as much songs in singles as I have in projects. Y'all are about to prepare to be sick of me. But I'm excited because, as I said in my last episode, I really need joy. Your girl, throughout the process of creating this podcast, and it's not even because of the podcast, super happy. It's just the world, right? It's been getting your girl a little down, bro. Like, I've been a little depressed because I'm like, this is really reality. Like, ICE is really out here jodiendo con todo el mundo. People really don't want to read books. People really don't want to listen to black women. Nothing of this is new, but, you know, black women are being put in a position to, like, repeat ourselves. I refuse. I'm literally going to be like, yo, refer back to my essay. Refer back to post. Like, yo no tengo más ánimo en mí to talk about things, like, on an individual level. Like, no. If it's conversating with someone, sure. But de que yo sola, I could give you 5 minutes and that's it. That's my timer. And even then, I don't even want to do that. I've done enough. I did my time, bro. So, yeah. Este año, para mí, se trata de alegría. Se trata de existir de una manera 1000 veces más artística, creativa. And I'm, like, very excited for that. I deserve joy, y'all. Y sí. Go stream Kama Sutra next week. February 9th. Oh my God. I'm scared. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And it's going to be the first of many. So buckle up. It's corazones. That's all I got for you this week. And Reggaeton con la Gata. Be good to each other. Look out for each other. Y sí. Bye-bye.
Cuida con esa, cuida con esa. Escoge de las posiciones que a ti te gustan. Esa se llama cama, su pasajero sin puesto. Hay muchas posiciones, cogemos más de una. Esa se llama cama, Sutra. Conocí una bebé bien morena, bien bella, con solo una mirada sabía para lo que era. En la vieja a su lado y miraba como que era que Cuida con esa. G-A-T-A. Con la vibra. Hi, Javi. Glasses in session. Yo amo mi barrio.
Mis corazones. We'll be right back.